Welcome in to our next edition of the Rico White Show, filmed right here at Kia of Anniston, Oxford. We got Coach White in with us as always. Now, Coach, you come out of the gate with two very tough opponents, and you going into this last week, you was playing Rico, Georgia, and judging by how our state's fared against Georgia so far this season, that was going to be a daunting task. Not to mention how many D1 athletes they had. Take us back to last Friday night, right here in Anniston, Alabama, and how that game transpired.
Well, I can't say enough about Rico. Rico was a good team, a good program. We had our hands full. Sometimes you see things on film that fool you, but Rico was a fast team, strong team. They had some big-time players. But we came out, and the kids, I told them we had to start fast. And coming off the week before we played Weber and we scored all those points, I said all week long I preached adversity. We're going to be a situation where you got to do things that you hadn't done all year. And kids responded well and was able to pull it out.
Now, Coach, what went into scheduling Rico? I know it's not easy for you guys to find people to play in the state here due to scheduling, and usually when you're pretty good like you guys are, it's harder to find games. But what went into scheduling those guys in particular?
Well, we wanted to play someone that wasn't far away. Rico is only about an hour and 15 minutes away, down 20. And also, I thought it would be a different atmosphere, someone else is different, out-of-state opponent.
That's right.
And Rico, the coach was up for it, and I'll tell you what, it was a good task for us.
When you turned on film with those guys for the first time, what was going through your mind?
When you first see them, it was their spring game,
Gotcha.
So you really didn't have a feel like who's going to play where. He was just trying to get the team going. And believe me, Friday night he had them going.
Now, Coach, you guys did start out hot now. Let's talk about that start. And was there something in the film you guys seen that helped you guys jump out on them, or what was it?
Well, it's a few things that we wanted to attack on the edge in different places, and he made adjustments well and slowed us down. But like I said, that's the adversity, and we had to keep it going. But we had some explosive plays from Jalen Cunningham, and
that dude's a man-child.
Offensive line blocked well, and we was able to run the ball early in the game. First half, we had a good half.
That's right.
But second half, we had our hands full.
Word on the street is South Florida's looking at Jalen Cunningham real heavy.
Oh, yeah.
I came straight from my man Dexter.
Okay. There's a couple schools looking at him, but he performed well. He stepped up for us.
That's good. Now, Coach, games are won. It's fun to watch those guys out on the edge. We love to see it in backs and all that, but games are won in the trenches. And right now, you guys seem to be clicking on both sides of those trenches. Let's start with that offensive line a little bit and let you talk about how they've been performing so far this year.
Lights out. I mean, those guys up front been carrying the load. We always look at who scored the touchdowns and all that stuff, but the dirty work and the hard work is done up front and in them trenches. And like I said, I can start naming Raquez, Mac Eldred, then you got Miami, Big Miami, then Darius, Cersei, and also Stephon. Those guys really going. And this week here, our tight end stepped up. Amarian Jones, he stepped up, and that's an extra blocker. So we did a good job up front.
Ain't no doubt. Now let's flip it over and talk about that defensive front. Now, Coach, before you say anything, I thought you had Brock Lesnar out there slamming people. Roscoe Malloy we posted a picture of the tackle he had, and I think at the last time I seen it, within 2 hours it was shared like 125 times, and it reached like 40-something thousand people.
Yes.
That picture.
Yes.
So talk about him, Lindsey Smedley and others up front that have just been playing lights out.
Well, like you said, the first thing started up front in the trenches, and those guys held their own. They played well. Especially they had a big kid, 6'7", 3.
He's a D1.
D1 of South Carolina.
Yeah.
And like I said, we did a good job going against him. But those guys built the wall for Roscoe to really be a good athlete. I think the last few years, that's something we missed, a real hardcore linebacker. Mm-hmm. And he proved to be that guy Friday night.
That's right. Yeah, that front seven y'all got's nasty. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yes.
Now, Coach, heading into this week, y'all are playing a more familiar opponent, obviously, Munford, who's right down the road from you here. All time, that's been a pretty good little series. You guys actually have the edge, 4-2. But talk about Munford and some of the problems they're going to be presenting for you guys.
Well, Coach usually always do a good job. You know, like I said, he'll have his guys ready. You know, he's very, like I said, offensive mindset. He'll do some different things and kind of screw us up. But we're going to have to play and be sound to beat them. We take no one for granted. But he always do a great job. And hopefully we'll come out and be ready.
You guys are going on the road to Munford. I'm sure that's always better to keep people dialed in, man. Talk about the little road trip you guys have from here to there and what that's going to look like. What time do you guys depart on one that's not so far like that?
Well, you know, we want to get there at least 2 hours before the game, always, no matter where we go.
5,
so we'll arrive there at 5 and get acclimated, get settled in, and get mentally focused for the game. But like I said, it's a tough task. Each week, you don't know what to expect as far as once that game starts. So I'm worried about us making sure we be sound. So that's the biggest challenge.
Now, give me some of the things that you're looking at after I know you've watched some film on Munford. What's some of the things about them that stick out to you on film?
The quarterback. I think he moved his kid, Sylvester. I forget his last name, but he's a D1 prospect. I think he's committed to Tennessee. They put him at quarterback, and he's very athletic. Up front, they're fast, and they do a lot of power read and speed, different things they do. So they can possess, cause trouble. So we got to play hard and play fast. And they always been aggressive on defense. They play fast. So we got a hands full.
It's going to be a little bit of an edge, too, because it's going to be a bragging rights game. Some of you guys' parents may work together.
Yeah.
Definitely, I know you guys know some of the coaching staff, things like that. How do you keep your guys dialed in, not just this game, but teams y'all play that are very familiar like that, a rivalry, so to speak? How do you keep your guys dialed in to stay level-headed coming into that game?
Hard work. Hard work.
That trumps it all.
I'm going to turn it up. We're going to really turn it up this week. We got to play hard. It's one thing about it, you got to keep them focused and stay humble. We had a big win against wherever, and then we done beat Rico, a great team from Georgia. So we got to stay humility. And that's our biggest thing, and be disciplined. So that's what we're going to work on.
You get to battle that too now. Humility. That's tough for kids that age, though, man. When they get a win like that Rico win, and then a rivalry win, sort of like a Welborn who's right, neighboring school. It's tough to keep the guys level-headed.
Yeah, but I think one thing that keep us level-headed is this area game.
That's right.
These are games that really count. It's the real season from the start. So. It's a must win. So our guys are focused and they know what's at hand, and I think we'll be fine.
Give me final thoughts, Coach, and we'll shut it down because I know you're a busy man.
Biggest thing, we just want to do what Anniston do. Be sound. We love football, and we're gonna play like we love it. Go Dogs.
No doubt. Coach, I appreciate you as always, and always thank Kia of Anniston Oxford for hosting the Coach Rico White Show. That's all we have for this week. We'll see you back here next Monday